Welcome to City Skylines, Mass Transit and the City of Rock Valley. In the last part we worked on this main area of the city, we got it to grow a bit, and right at the end I extended this area down, which is going to be my new growth area, and I've kind of zoned in all the buildings. I've put some tram lines in. If I just show you guys here, tram lines, you can see here. Kind of created a big circuit round like this, so we're going to speed the game up, and I've kind of zoned in a mixture of offices, commercial next to the ferry terminals. I've extended the ferries over to here, and just to kind of get things moving along a little bit. And we've got a little bit of industry going over here. Obviously the traffic's getting quite busy here because of the station. Kind of not totally happy with this. I think I'm going to take this out, and of course we're going to have to move the crematorium over like that. I think that junction there was too close to this, and what you really need with these cargo stations is a kind of queuing area where nothing's going to obstruct them. So you can see it's starting to flow a little bit better now. So, and what I want to do is zone up there, but there's a couple of things I want to do. The first thing is I've kind of overlooked, and this is a prison. Now, why do you need prisons in the city? Because if I find the... Oh, we don't have a police station over here. That's a bit of a fail, guys. Drop a police station in here. If I click on this police station, you can see here, criminals in holding cells, 19 out of 20. If a police station fills up, it will no longer function as a police station. That's quite a common mistake that actually happens, guys. And what I tend to do is I always put the prison out next to the garbage. It's got nothing to do with punishing prisoners. It's just, I mean, it does have a negative effect, so with noise and things like that, you can see here. So you don't really want prisons near your kind of main residential areas. I think what I'm going to do here is we've got a bit of demand for commercial. I need to work on this. So I thought maybe I just don't like that. Maybe I'll put a little bit of light commercial along this front as well. I don't want too much commercial down here because it's going to put a lot of density on this road here, but again at the same time, if you kind of click here, if I click on here, oops, no, trucks, you'll see that most of the traffic is people coming in, new residents moving in. This you can't avoid it. I mean, there's not much you can do, and of course you've got vehicles are coming in here to deliver. I mean, obviously we've got a shortage of workers here, and the other thing I need to do before we get onto the real gist of this part is traffic lights. My one gripe about the new traffic management system is that you can't set a default that says you do not want you want traffic lights off by default. I mean, because I'm not a big traffic lights fan. I hate them in real life, and I don't like them in City Skylines. Yeah, I do understand the reason for it. If any of you guys are fans of traffic lights, it's just that. And I think what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of wholesale kind of. Just want to kind of zone in quite a lot of. I think maybe we can have some high density over here along this area here. I mean, obviously we want to connect up the parks, get them running. Maybe a bit more low density here. Maybe just fill in this area. That, because the area I want to focus on in this part is down here. Because what I want to do now is actually create a. We're going to start with a passenger harbour. The reason for that is that this is the one I want to build, so we've got to get to 40,000 to actually get that built. Oh, that's neat. That's new. That wasn't before. Oh, I like that. It actually shows the direction which the... Now, unlike cargo stations and ports, if you manage people properly, you should not have a problem with traffic. Okay, and what I actually do want is a monorail. We're going to have our first. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Oh, doesn't that snap? Yeah, that snaps. Okay. Now the problem with these monorails is they are incredibly noisy. And the other thing I also want to get in here is a ferry terminal. I think we can just go, what's this here? Ferry pier, ferry bus exchange. Oh, that's cool. I think we're just going to go for a simple ferry stop. Maybe we'll put it about there. I want it to be close enough so that... Actually, let's that a bit closer actually. I want it to be sufficiently close enough to here that passengers coming into here into this terminal here will actually walk. I don't want them taking their cars out of their pockets, because that's one of the things. Well, I'll show it to you when it actually happens, guys, once we got this up and running. But foot passengers have the ability to produce cars out of their pockets when they're not looking. So right, and let's get a... Sorry, I'm kind of powering along with this, guys, but I do. Oops, no. Okay, let's get it look a bit like a ferry line. Ah, that's it. Oh, we might as well. Okay. Gonna pause because we don't have any power. I think we can just connect that up like that. Just like a ferry link in here. So we have to redo the power lines. That one's connected. That one's good. That one won't. Oh, bugger. Okay, what we're gonna have to do is come in like that. And pause. Of course, we need ancillary services, so you can use these to connect up. We got fire. I certainly don't want a prison. Police station won't mind the noise from the... Ah, bugger. Okay. Little dodge here, guys. If you really want to speed up connections, just whack in a couple of parks. Actually, there's a... Get a small park there. That should... Oh, not quite. Okay. And, well, we need a crematorium, so let's get a... Well, let's get a medical clinic in there. And I think we can drop a crematorium along here. And that should give us the power connection. Good. Because I do want to build this up as a kind of a small community. And let's go freestyle. This is a country. So let's kind of connect that up. That. And of course we're going to need to put in some garbage. I think maybe we're... make sure we got a straight bit of road, put the garbage on. Ah, I've got to be careful. Okay. Nearly made a mistake there, guys. I want to put a cargo port in here, so I want to make sure that I don't have to rearrange everything. And we'll just shove this out here. And I think if we come along the coast, it means when I put the cargo port in, it will connect up very nicely. And I think we can... A little bit of... I'm not going to put... We will have some like commercial and offices there. But I think what we will have is this here like that a little bit. But of course I can't put any commercial in here just yet until I've got a... You can... let's have Put an elementary school there as well. And of course, one thing you do need to be careful of is that these buildings actually employ people. They don't actually show it, but they do employ people. If you actually click on people, you will see people going into it. And it will say that they actually work in these areas. So you do need, for these to function, you do need some form of foot connection, public footpath, something. People have to be able to get into these areas to actually work, so they actually function. I think what we will do is policies. What can we do to encourage people to stay here? Let's give them parks and recreation and an education boost. It's not going to be a massive community, but you might as well do that. Now, I haven't connected up the monorail. It's our first ferries coming in. They're getting themselves in a little bit of a tangle. See if anyone comes out. Yep, there we are. We've got our first horde of residents coming up through here, coming to here, and eventually, hopefully, some of them will decide to move into here, which would be really, really cool. I'd like that. Got a bit of commercial. I think this is too big, guys. I think what I need to do is shrink this down a bit. I mean, one of the downsides of having these specialist industry areas is the fact that they can cause problems. Let me just do this and I'll show you. If you click on these, they only come up here and they only employ a fixed number of workers, 24 workers. And then if you click here, this has 32 workers. But it means that when these buildings first come, they have a fairly high demand from the beginning. See, 18 workers. So you don't want these areas to be too big, and I think we've got a bit of demand for commercial. So I think what I'm going to do is dezone there, and I think we can back this up with, maybe we'll get rid of that, and I think we can move the commercial out here. I think we get a big park in here. Maybe we'll drop another park in here. Again, another way to help this area is to, if you drop a couple of parks in like this, maybe put one up about there. That improves the land value, and that actually encourages these to level up or have a force. So, right guys, we've got this area here now. We've got our first residents moving in here. So we've got a little bit of Holly Square is now starting to kind of come up here. We've got a bit of flooding. Let's actually just check. Water's getting a bit low. Power's okay. We're okay for power at the moment. Now, I've got this area here, and what I want is another residential area here. And so what we're going to do is create a monorail up through here, maybe across here. So, and what I'm thinking of doing is, at the moment I've got forestry tucked in here. What I'm thinking about creating is a forestry type community here. So let's let me just see. Monorail. Can we have the monorail running up Main Street? I suppose we can. And so I want to kind of come across at an angle. So let's just kind of come up through like that. And is it this one? Yeah. Actually, what's this other one? This goes next to. No, let's have a something like that, and then monorail again. Where are you? Level out now, and I think, well, let's have a bit of a curve because we do need to curve it up a little bit. Maybe let's curve you like that, and then I think we can take the monorail. Oops, don't like that. And we're just going to go freestyle track now. So we're going to get freeform track. This is where I think we can just come across like that. And that across. I want to connect up to that one. Just want to make sure that space already occupied. That's no good then. Okay, let's take that out. Right, I want you to come out that way, because what I'm going to have is another community up over here. We'll run tram lines in like that. And I think you can now okay, maybe we'll run this up as well. What's that actually? It's not a curve. Where's this going straight? Okay. Is this implying that okay, let's do it another way then. And I think what we can do is like curve off like that. And then, yeah, that's a bit weird, guys. I mean, it's probably me, so. And we can come off like that, and then just connect up like that. So we've now got a kind of tram line running right through the centre. Okay, let's get a route in. Now, this is purely experimentation. Don't take this as gospel, guys, that this is the perfect way to lay out a monorail system. This is my only second monorail, and in the what was it called? The train scenario, I only used a very, very short length of monorail just for the fun of it. But because what I wanted to do is I had planned to do this series, so I thought I'd keep it for this series to do it. It's got a bit of a dog leg there, but that's going to run right. That'd be quite a nice actual run through, isn't it? Wow. Trees here. And what I'm going to do here is create a bit of a small community here. Eventually, actually, we can lay out the roads, I think. And it's going to be a bit leafy lane. I think we'll have high streets going off here. And we'll lay out a crossroads, do a crossroads build. Sorry, wrong game. Crossroads build is a way for Banished, actually, guys. It's a way of optimizing the layout of key resource buildings. What you actually do is you create a crossroads like this. Sorry, it's a different game, but you create a crossroads like this, and then what you actually do is put all your key buildings, like so. For example, we need a fire station here anyway, so put a fire station, a police station like that, and then you lay out the optimized buildings accordingly. I think what we can do is, and again, like you put your services through like that for maximum benefit, and maybe we'll do what I just did before. It will drop a park in like that. That should connect those up, so we can then. This is just me buggering around, guys. I mean, I will finish this off, but that's for the next part. I'm just putting this in just to make sure that this area's got power, and then what this will be is I'll just zone it in just to show you guys what we'll have up here is like the woodland area here, and we're gonna have some like forestry here. So the forestry that's currently in here, I'll move over here. We'll probably have the settlement just over here. It's not going to be massively big. Oops. And then of course we'll have our little settlement down here, which will build up over time. Okay. And we've got a little bit of a problem here, probably with traffic and people. Yes, so let's get rid of some of these. I'm probably getting a bit of a shortage of. Actually, let's see what we got, what we're short of around here. Got no medical clinics. Let's just have a quick look. Medical clinic over here. We've got something over here. Only got the one here, so maybe. Oh, this is a crematorium. What am I on about? Okay, let's drop a medical clinic here. That might actually improve people's outlook on life a little bit. And maybe we'll put another clinic there. Just get the momentum going. Got a demand for commercial, so I think because we've got a shortage of here, and again I'm just going to squeeze this forestry a bit. So again, if I kind of look here, what we can do is, oops, push this out a little bit now. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that the way it is, so that because that residential zone there has a no town, an old town restriction, heavy traffic ban on it. So I think if I do that, because this is my exit up here, so what I do want is this road to be able to flow. I don't want to push too much traffic up onto this bit here, so maybe with that bit of commercial can just sit into the area there. How are we doing down here, guys? Is this looking good? Yep, it's not building up in a massive sense, but that's not. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, we've got a few people moving in, and I'm gonna kind of just come up here. As I say, I'm not going to. This isn't going to be min max. I must admit, this is the point when the city's got to a point where I've got plenty of cash rolling in, and especially if I'm just building a city for fun, this is the point where I start to relax and enjoy myself and do a few wacky, crazy things, just to make the city feel good. One thing we do need down here is we need a fire helicopter depot. Power. Better put some power to. No, I think you should be okay. I mean, we'll eventually build out, and I think what we also probably need here, guys, is a little bit of forestry protection to detect forest fires, because and of course this is something one thing I haven't touched on in this kind of city so far is actually disaster buildings. Actually, what I want to do is kind of just come out. We'll put offices there, so I think we can just keep filling in this area here. I want to keep the city growing. Ideally, I'd like to get to 40,000 so we can get that cargo hub in. This is now connected through. Maybe we can zone in here. Maybe get a couple of like small 2x2 houses along the front. To make it a bit exclusive. Of course, we should have a power connection through there. Yeah, so this can all come out now. Don't need power cables through here. That make it look a lot more neater and tidier. How about these other power cables here? You still need a power connection to there, but we don't need this one. This can come out. Actually, let's just reinforce this connection. What can we have here? Nice big park. Yeah, so that means this one can come out now. I mean, using parks in the service buildings is a good way to connect up areas, especially if you know you're going to use them. So looks like we got a bit of a crime problem here. So, well, we got a police station here. So, why are you whinging? Okay, let's get rid of that. That's irritating. Need it. Just have a quick check of the. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Water's getting a bit low. Power's okay. Let's get some water in. Where can I put some more water in? I think maybe we can take a bit more out of this lake actually, I think. I mean, it's not getting that low. And let's have a quick look at the flow. Yeah, it's holding up, guys, so I think maybe we can... of course that's going to cut the power lines, I can guarantee it. Okay. No, it's actually worked. Power lines are connected. Of course we're going to need to put some sewage treatment in. We're getting a bit of overflow here, probably because of the outfalls here, so maybe what we can do is put some sewage treatment here, but it means we're going to have to bring power. Okay, we're just going to have to concede defeat here, so we'll just connect those up. Okay, got a bit more commercial, a little bit of actually what we probably could do, we got a little bit of demand for industrial, so let's pack some, pop some offices into here, just to create the sound barrier there. I think we're okay most of the other parts of the city. Let's put a, I think I could put a road through here. Straight road. Yeah. Let's just traffic light check. Yeah, we can just traffic lights. Let's make sure I haven't got. Yeah, missed a couple here. I hate traffic lights. Right, guys, still got a little bit of a employment problem here. Really need to. I think what will happen is as people come up here. Oh, we've got a trash problem over here as well. Great. Okay. It's going to be the town. There's no water supply over here now, is that so? I think maybe we're put the garbage collection out here. That should. Oh, you're right on the water line anyway, so that should just keep this area happy for the moment. I like this though. I really like the idea of the monorail running through the and up over the water. I really like that, guys. That's so fitting. Okay, let's just see what we've got in the way of ferries. How many people use the ferries? 26. Well, we haven't got that many people coming in. It looks like a lot of the people are actually coming up and using the monorail. Ah, it's really cool, that is. I like that. And of course, what you can do here, guys, is have a look at the. I think is it. Come to traffic, monorails. Oh, we've only got the one monorail line. Okay, let's just change it to green. And if you look here, it's not. It's a bit this is always a bit annoying. Let's call, what should we call this? Harbour line. maybe we'll get a few more lines on here. So we're not carrying that many people, but I think once this starts to develop and get a bit busier, guys, maybe we'll drop a little bit more. Maybe we'll get a tiny little bit of high density, maybe through here. And just check the water situation. Yeah, it's good. We're up to 38,500. I think I don't want to build a massive population here, but I suppose the monorail is probably pulling in more people than the ferries, because if I put this here, then the ferry would pick up more people. But have a quick look at the traffic situation. The new tool may be good, guys, but this tool's still a very, very good way of getting an overview of the city. It's pretty busy up here, but it's flowing. Don't be paranoid about the red, guys. If red just means there's a lot of traffic, as long as it's flowing and it's not tailing back, you do not have to worry too much. Got a nice flow of rail lines here. I mean, eventually, once I unlock this, we're going to have one of these down here, and then what we're going to do is feed up here some industrial goods. And what we'll have also is, once we start to lay out the area here, I mean, in fact, I probably could lay out the train station here now. Okay, let's just do a bit of planning while so that would come that way. Okay, so what I need is a road, one-way road. I think what we could do is probably put a one-way loop up. Now let's put it, get rid of Lion Street, and I think maybe we'll start here. This is how big's the station. It's pretty big. Actually, I could do with an angle. Okay. I think if we come up a little bit like that, and then angle like that, and then angle like that, and come back like that, and I'll drop a train station in like that, then this one can, where would we put a train station? Kind of bit inclined. There's no traffic on this road at the moment, is there? Because it's a one-way road. Okay. Take the power lines out. The power lines are connected. And what have we got here? I think if we upgrade this to a one-way road and kind of come through like that. Okay. Take this. And we get you back. You're right next to that, but that doesn't that mean anything. Right, guys. Now, what I like to do, guys, is actually go underground. And I think we're going to go straight. And what I'm aiming for is probably one of the longest tunnels going. I'm just going to come up. Actually. Oh, no crematorium here either. This is a good example, guys, that I've got nobody living here, but you still have people living and dying in this area. Actually, I like that. Train station's actually there. Okay. Outs, don't like it. Okay, right. Down. I think what we're going to do is hook through like that. And we've reached Colossal City. Okay. Just going to put this line in. Come up like that. And I think we can come up like that. And we'll just connect into there. And you've got no water. Okay. Just go up through like that. Speed up, and we've got to the point where I wanted to get to. Right guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay in the cargo terminal. So let's just trim this back a bit. And then that's going to be it for this part, guys. Why won't that? Building must be placed roadside. Okay. I always thought this building... Cargo train terminal. Okay. I always thought you didn't have to do that. Never mind. Oops, the daisy. Upgrade this back to 1. Train terminal. Cannot be built on water. Why is that saying it cannot be built on water? That's crazy. Okay. Okay, we'll put this back a bit. Ah, because that's... I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's it. I'm a complete plonker. I knew this didn't need a road, and I talked myself into believing that it did. That's better. Okay. And what I'm going to do is the same as before. I'm going to connect that up like that, then come bring that back like that. So we've now got this here. Now the purpose of the road connection here is only going to be to supply the commercial, so what I can do now is drop a little bit of light commercial in here. I'm not going to go massively overboard, guys. I just want enough light commercial through here to act like a local shopping centre, because the only connection is going to be the actual train network. And now what I'm going to do is see if I can get this out, and I'm just going to lay this line in, guys, and then that's going to be it for this part, guys. I know I keep saying it. Maybe we can get up here straight. It's a bit of a dog leg, but... And I think I'm going to go straight through the power cables. You can... I think we'll stay above ground here. Oh, that's elevated. No good, no good, no good. Well, I want it elevated to about there. And then I want you to come down. I think we're... Take off the grid and length. What I wanted to do is kind of go freestyle. And I think what we can do, I'd like it to do, is kind of curve in here, and then come on, don't do this to me, please. Okay, maybe if we go, and that will connect there. That will give this connection through to here. Okay, let's just we got massive demand coming in now. Okay, park. Power. Nearly there. Water check, yep, good for water. So we've now got this area here. Obviously got no water here. Out for 60. And I think we can just pep this area up a little bit more here. Come back to be just a little smidge of offices in this corner here, just to try and take out a little bit of the sound, not sand. My mind keeps flipping to other games tonight for some reason, I'm not sure why. Right, so we've got a little bit of offices there. Just have a quick check on the education point of view. Get another one in here. Got commercial, more demand for commercial. I think we're going to steal it from this area here. So we're just going to take that area there. And just going to take this area here, because in the next part we will be moving out this forestry area and building our new forest town here. So we've kind of got a heartland going here. We've got the infrastructure laid in, we've got a monorail kind of connecting everyone up. In fact, what we can do is, I really want a nice grid, or maybe we'll just get a bit off-piste. No, oops, daisy. Okay, we'll just no. Then we'll go freelance. Maybe just drop in like that. And I'm doing it again, guys. I keep promising that I won't make these too long, and then I get wrapped up in things and I forget, which I apologize profusely for. And I think maybe we can get another little school in here, and maybe we can start getting a little bit of residential in this area. Whose job it is going to be to service this kind of area here. And of course we got more, maybe I'll drop a little bit high density in here just to mix and match it up a little bit, and maybe a little bit more over here. Actually, let's create a crescent here of high density through here like this, and I think just to deal with the noise problems, put that there. Right guys, oops, we've got water problems. If I cut power, was it just, no, the water levels just dropped. Okay, I think what I am going to do is just pause the game before things go badly wrong. I'm actually short of power. Okay, I think we're going to put another solar powered power station up here. Straight road. Putting all our eggs in one basket, but I think it would be okay, guys. I certainly wouldn't do this if I was building a city with disasters. Right, that's creeping up, but water availability is still short. Okay, let's put some water up here. And of course sewage is better because the sewage, these actually have a higher capacity than these, so they eventually start to gain over time. And this is definitely where I'm going to stop, guys. I'm going on far too long. across like that. Oh, you can fill in that gap. It's getting scruffy. But this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. In the next part, we will work on this area, get our forestry area, dedicated forestry area working. It's only going to be a small community like this one, and this is what I want to do, is like build small communities just to see how we can develop the various forms of mass transit. I think we've got ferries going now. We've got a nice monorail system running up into the city, maybe there, and of course we've got blimps and cable cars to connect. Actually, I've got to do it, guys. I've got to do it. Sorry, apologies. I've just had a brain fade. Not sure which one this is. I may have to delete it. Which is the one here. End of line cable stop. That's the one I'm looking for. And I think what we're going to do is just come up. Try to create a road around like that just for the moment. And what we're going to do is say this is me buggering around. I couldn't resist it. My brain kind of kicked in, guys. And we're going to have a little cable car running across there. Just for the sheer heck of it. And it's going to lay in a power connection just for the moment. And of course we'll put a and maybe we'll put another road like that. And so we got a cable car connection through to here. So anyone who wants to come up here to kind of a quick dash into the city and watch the ferry cables going over the ferries. I like that. Anyway, before I get distracted again, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Let's say the next part we will build up these communities. I might do a little bit off camera just to get things moving forward a little bit. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.